The Courage to Be Disliked, a great self-help book that is applicable in every aspect of your life. But today I'm going to talk about it in context of work, specifically in security, privacy, and IT. One, it's because of this is my area of focus. Two is because these areas specifically are areas that at some point, sooner or later, it's inevitable that they will say no at some point to somebody. This no could be to protect the company data, to minimize the risk of privacy violation, or maybe to make things a little bit more efficient from IT point of view. And if you, as a leader, as an IC or manager, executive manager, senior manager, it doesn't matter. If you are usually driven primarily in most of your decision with what make people like you more, I don't think you're gonna go far in your career, because at some point this will conflict with what you should be doing. Ethically speaking, you are there to protect the data, to protect the information. Uh, Ethically speaking, morally speaking, you are there to make sure that you do as much efficiency, implement as much efficiency as you can in your department to make things faster, to make things easier, to minimize the risks, to scale your work. And that at some point gonna mean that you will need to tell somebody in your work, some another department, no, you cannot do this, this is risky, you need to make some changes, no, you cannot partner with this vendor have poor security posture, and you need to either demand from them to make some changes or to find somebody else. And I'm not saying here the other side of the story is on a mission to make things insecure. They just want to move fast, and we've seen this. But when you and I had this personally had this kind of internal conflict, because I consider myself a people person. I really enjoy personal relationship, but at some point you will see that no matter how much you explain, no matter how much you kind of demonstrate the risks, you will go extra mile, try to convince people that there is a safer route. There will always be at some point things that are subjective. Maybe people are biased, and they will not just see your point of view, and that will mean that they will be upset. And if this is a key driver, and an influential factor on your decision, you will find yourself inclined not to do the right thing to please others. Uh, that might fly for some time. You might find yourself, okay, this person now likes me. They will say, oh, this guy is a bit flexible, or it's okay to always you can always negotiate with them. But then at some point, if this yes that you have said while you should have said no resulted into breach, result into violation and maybe fines, result into cost inefficiency, at the end of the day, you will be held accountable, right? Even if nothing happened to you in terms of kind of job consequences. But also, I don't think you will be proud of yourself. I don't think your team will look up to you as much as they should. So why I'm saying this, because this is something I've seen a lot. One of the things we try always to encourage our teams to do in security, privacy, and IT is to build relationship with others, right? Partner. Make sure that your security team have good relationship with the engineers. Make sure that your privacy team have good relationship with every department. Make sure the same thing with the IT individuals as well have good relationship with everybody. But then when you encourage them to do this, and now in the subconscious mind will think of how can I make sure good relationship mean that the person like me. Then when it come to saying no because something wrong is happening, something risky is happening, you will see this conflict. Okay, what should I do right now? Do I say yes and maybe not do the right thing, or maybe kind of violate the policy or make an exception for this person so they can move fast, and I don't look like a blocker, or maybe our relationship does not get affected or no? And then if you don't have this principle pre instilled in your mind, and your leader, which is you in this situation, is really stressing on the importance of it and really empowering you when it's come to the priorities is to secure data, priorities to make sure you do the right things over maintaining the relationship. Of course, as long as you're doing it respectfully, as long as you're doing it with empathy. I'm not here encouraging people to be jerks or anything, because this is completely different story. I'm going with the assumption that You take your time, you explain the risk, you try to allow for questions and answer the questions, and if the questions make sense, you change your approach, assuming that all of this is in place, and then still the other party still not happy, then it's okay. You are there to protect the company data, to make things better, to make things more efficient, not to make friends. It would be nice if you can also make friends. It would be nice if you can maintain good relationship. But if this will conflict with that, your ethics, your moral compass should tell you no, company data protection comes first. Cost efficiency comes first. The privacy comes first. And it takes practice. It's not easy. It's not easy for everybody, especially like if your personality influence a little bit the way you work, especially if you're trying to kind of build a personal relationship with other people. So practice and be mindful of this and seek feedback from your leader, from other people, and ask them, hey, do you think in this situation I should have done it differently? Do you think in this situation I should have reacted differently, reacted faster? I was too flexible, and collect your feedback for yourself, from your team, from other people, and maybe be self-aware a little bit. And if you find yourself didn't do the right thing in one situation, it's okay. Reflect, take action, correct it if you can, if there is a room to correct it. Just because you said yes yesterday, it doesn't mean you can change your mind if you came to a realization that the risk is greater than what you have calculated the day before. So make sure that take corrective action if you can, and if not, at least take this as a learning, and moving forward, try not to do it again. And when you practice this once, twice, three times, you will find yourself eventually becoming very, very, very comfortable with doing the right thing. And eventually, this will translate into people respecting you. And I think that would matter the most. You need people to respect you and make sure that they feel safe because you're looking after their security, their privacy, their IT, not primarily like you. Uh, if you can achieve both, amazing. If you cannot, then your priorities are clear. Very interesting book. I encourage you all to kind of, if you have time, check it out, read it, audio version, or maybe book itself, or maybe even watch a book summary on YouTube. But I highly recommend it to everyone. If you find this episode helpful, please share your thoughts and maybe share it with somebody else you think need to hear it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.